So you want to make mob fight or raid? Well, you've come to the right place. Hey everyone, my name is Feng and welcome to my mob battle village where I do raid. And today we'll do a tutorial on how to make mobs, modded mobs, or not fight a raid, a vanilla raid, or a modded raid. Or as some called, an ultra modded raid, since there's so many mobs that adds raiders to a raid. So the first thing that you will need absolutely to make a raid fight, unless you're using Iron Golem, is the mob battle mod. So I already did a tutorial on how to use the mob battle mod, so if you want to know more, go watch this video in probably the top right corner right now. We're gonna go step by step on how to make mobs fight a raid. So the first thing that you want is to have the raiders be on one team. So you can use a repeating command block to add the raiders to a team. Every command will be in the description below, so you can copy them. And the first one will be /team join team raid, or anything that you want, but you must not put a space between words. And then type equal raider. The type raiders will target every mob that fall in the category raiders, except some mobs from modded that we'll cover when we'll talk about modded raid. So once you've done that, every time raid will spawn, they will be instantly added to the team. But you don't have your defenders on a team yet. To have your defender on a team, you can also use a command block for every type of defender that you have. Or what I do, which is really more simple, is to use the wand. I do a square that covers the entire village. You have to rename your wand to the team that you want. And then once you do that, you can right click and everything in this vicinity will be added to the village team. And once the raid starts, you must not use it while the raiders are there, because they will be added to the team and you might have some problems. So for now, this is simple, right? You have your raiders and you have your defender. What about the villager? You need villager to have a raid. Well, I've built these simple houses, but you can do it as you want. You can have doors, but I put carpet because the villager can't go out and they stay in the house. So you have to have at least one villager with a bed. I have many. And once you spawn your villager, the raider will try to attack them if you put them in the team village. So, of course, I do a lot of mob battle here, so I've done myself a good favor and I've created a chain of command that simply spawn all the villager in each of their houses, so I don't have to place them one by one. And this is where I will lift the little curtain on what I do on mob battle. Most of the time, the raider will only focus the villager and completely ignore the defender. And they will either kill all the villager really quickly because they ignore the defender, or they will get killed by the defenders because they will only focus villager and can't kill them because they can't enter the house or something like that. So this is where I cheat a little bit to make the fight more interesting. I have this command block here that does /team leave villager, which means when the raider spawns and the defender have their own team, the villager don't have a team and the raiders won't target the villager. But after all, this is your choice. You do what you want. So this was for vanilla raid. Now, what about modded raid? I will put in the description below all the mod that I know that can add new illagers to raid. The more mod you add, the more illager you will have each round. And it can get crazy, like really crazy. But there is an issue. Some of these mobs doesn't have the hashtag raider, the tag raider. So as far as I know, the creepie from the savage and ravage doesn't have it. The Illegionnaire and the Illegionnaire clone from the dungeons mobs doesn't have it. The Violet Witch from Earth Mob doesn't have it. And the Elder Hunter from the antiqueshotgun doesn't have it. So you have to add it yourself. I will put all of this in the description below, so you just have to copy and paste. There is one little thing that you need to know about Illager Plus. They spawn support column, which is a little building that builds itself, and once it's created, will start to spawn illagers. The defender will never attack the defending columns. They can't destroy it, so you have to put a /kill on it so you don't have an infinite raid that never ends. But how to start a raid? And this is where you can choose which type of raid you want. I won't list them all here, but you can find it on the wiki of Minecraft. It's simple. There's 3 difficulty, easy, normal, hard, and there's 5 level or 6 with modded level of difficulty of raids. So you simply do effect give you bad omen. The first number is the time. You don't care about that. It can be 100, 1000. It will instantly clear out once you start the raid. And the second number 1 to 6 is the power of the raids. So if you want a raid level 5 and hard difficulty, which is the hardest vanilla raid, then you go like this. And then the raid is starting. Now I have no defenders. So let's quickly add anything to defend. There we go. We have one mob to defend and another mob to defend. And now this one is in team village because I clicked it with the staff, and all of them will try to attack the mobs. Like this one has targeted this one. Sometimes the target is a bit unclear because the mob battle mod, but most of the time they will reach their goal and they will target their enemies. There's one last thing I need to say about the raid. I have a mod called Far-Sighted Mobs, which lets you edit a config that make mobs see other mobs or players farther. Every mob has a sight limit that they can see. Zombie have like 32, some other have 16. After 16 block, they won't notice the enemy. But the Far-Sighted mob makes so that hostile mobs can see farther, so you can change the config yourself. I personally set it to 128 blocks so they can see all of the map. Another small thing that this thing made me think is some mob will despawn. So most of the time I use an anvil and a name tag to rename the mobs so they don't despawn if you go too far. Like, one last thing before I finish this, don't put other raiders that doesn't appear in raid. In the raid, it doesn't work. Like the summoner, you can't put it as defender because it counts as a raider without being part of the raid. So even if the summoner kill all of the raiders, there will still be one left, so the raid will never finish. Anyway, I hope that this tutorial has been helpful to you to do some raid fight. Let me know in the comment below if you think that I missed something, or if you want to know something else, or if you are satisfied with this type of tutorial. I might do more in the future about mob battle or other stuff like that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and as always, you're awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.